This is KGW News at Sunrise.
In another historic first, former President Donald Trump is set to be arraigned on federal charges today. We're going to break down what he's facing and what he plans to do after he turns himself in. Plus,
Out of the way, out of the way! What is this guy doing?
We would have been the first victim that he would have hit.
That man says he and his family were almost hit by that truck during last weekend's Grand Floral Parade. So we'll hear more from him, and we'll also share more about the man accused of driving that truck after he made his first appearance in court on Monday. Plus,
Denver basketball is on top.
okay.
The Denver Nuggets won their first NBA championship last night. We're going to hear from more huge fans who have been waiting 57 years for this very moment.
that was a wild game at the end. Did you watch?
I did not. Honestly, I kind of lost interest in that series after Miami lost game 3 because I kind of thought Miami might make it a series. And then once they lost at home, I was like, this isn't going to be very exciting.
Oh, it was exciting at the end. We'll show more highlights, and good for Denver, never before. But we want to say good Tuesday morning. You're turning down the heat for us a little bit today.
It's a little warm yesterday.
It was.
89.
Toasty.
Yeah, too warm. Okay,
Well,
we got some
what do you got
complaints,
for
so
it?
we'll ratchet it down. How about a nice cool sunrise from our Stoller Vineyard camera? The silhouette of Mount Hood off in the distance. That's pretty, right? One other vantage point I want to show you is our Wells Fargo sky camera, and this is getting prettier by the second. Look at the little cotton candy clouds there. Also note that the clouds are getting a little more thick off to the left, right? Those are going to start to fill in a bit here, I think, as we go through the morning hours. It's 59 last check at PDX. The plan for today, 68 by lunchtime, in and out of the cloud cover. So as I mentioned, the clouds will probably fill in a little bit. Will be partly sunny, breezy, and not nearly as warm today. I've got Portland topping out at about 75 this afternoon. All right, let's get a quick look at the roads right now. We'll take you live up to Clark County. I promise it's live. Let's see. Okay, the camera's a little glitchy, but the I-5 commute over the Interstate Bridge looks good. I-84, the Banfield out near 82nd Avenue, traffic rolling smoothly there, and a quick check of the Sunset. Anyone home? Anyone? No problems, no crashes, no unexpected delays just yet, guys.
All right, Chris, thanks for that update. Right now, we want to get to our top news headline this half hour. The man who police say drove through the Grand Floral Parade on Saturday is due back in court for a detention hearing this morning, while his arraignment is scheduled for next Wednesday. KGW's Blair Best has more on his first court appearance yesterday when he pled not guilty and claimed he was disoriented.
This video shows the moment Sydney Sean Meekum drove his pickup truck through a closed route of the Grand Floral Parade around 10 Saturday morning. Portland police chased Meekum as he sped down Northeast Weidler Street. Police made several attempts to stop him, but he refused. Meekum then drove directly toward families sitting on a curb but didn't hit them. Arif Muhammad Ali was there with his wife and 2 kids.
We would have been the first victim that he would have hit.
Police eventually caught up with Meekum and arrested him.
Is this guy going for a rampage? Is he going to be killing families, at the parade, or is he just angry at the blockage, or what's going on?
Page 18, line 2, last name Mecca.
He made his first court appearance Monday afternoon. He now faces several criminal charges, including reckless driving and eluding an officer. Court documents show Meekum is from Portland and has been in and out of prison and juvenile detention since he was 15 on sex abuse convictions against minors. His most recent charges are 6 counts of sex abuse of a minor. That 2021 case is still working its way through the court. It's still unclear, though, what his motive was for speeding through the parade route.
I know it's pretty scary. It definitely makes me doubt what we're going to be doing, in the future. Are we going to be continuing attending these parades and events in the city, or are we going to just stay home, watch it on TV?
Blair Best, KGW News.
There's no criminality here. It's ridiculous.
Later today, former President Trump will be arraigned in a Miami federal court. He's facing more than 36 counts on 7 different charges after classified documents were found at his Mar-a-Lago resort.
For more on what to expect, let's turn to Devin Haskins. Devin, the former president's arraignment is happening at noon our time.
Yeah, that's correct, Drew, and it's expected he'll enter the federal courthouse through an underground tunnel which is different than the front door entrance he made for his criminal arraignment at a New York courthouse back in April. Once inside, Trump will be processed by both federal marshals and the FBI. Then he'll make his first appearance before a federal judge and enter a plea on those 37 counts from 7 different charges. Those charges including obstruction of justice, destruction or falsification of records, conspiracy, and false statements. The Department of Justice releasing these photos showing boxes of classified documents at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. Trump has claimed that he declassified the documents before he left the White House, but the indictment argues otherwise. Trump has called this indictment a political witch hunt.
The ridiculous and baseless indictment of me by the Biden administration's weaponized Department of Injustice will go down as among the most horrific abuses of power in the history of our country.
Then after his arraignment later tonight, Trump plans to deliver remarks from his golf club in New Jersey. Brenda?
All right, Devin, thank you. NBC News will have much more on Donald Trump's arraignment this afternoon. Lester Holt is in Miami with a special report on the 37 counts Trump is facing. That coverage out of Florida begins later this afternoon right here on KGW.
The trial against Pacific Power has now moved into the punishment phase. Today, a jury will decide how much money the company has to pay plaintiffs. That's in addition to the more than $70 million a Multnomah County jury awarded yesterday when they decided Pacific Power is responsible for the 2020 Labor Day wildfires. Those include the Beachy Creek fire in the Santiam Canyon, the Echo Mountain fire on the coast, as well as both the South Open Chain and 242 fires in southern Oregon. Attorneys for 17 plaintiffs argued Pacific Power lines started the wildfires, and then the company destroyed the evidence. Pacific Power says it plans to appeal that verdict. And new this morning, we have learned the Mount Hood Birthing Center will not be reopening today as planned. Legacy Health says the state gave it new guidance that pushes the timeline back. You may remember the birth center closed in March without proper authorization from the state. The Oregon Health Authority says Legacy has until August 3rd to submit a new reopening plan for approval.
I can't believe it. I've been watching this team for so long, and we pulled it off. Man, this 44 years I've been waiting for this, man. We're Denver natives, and we've been waiting our whole life.
It's exhausting being a fan, isn't it? Reaction to the Nuggets winning their first ever NBA championship last night. That one fan we heard of may have waited 44 years, but Denver as a whole has been waiting really forever. 10 years in the ABA, 40 plus years in the NBA. Never a title, never a championship until last night. They beat the Miami Heat. Final score last night, 94-89. Take a look at all the fans outside there. And then inside, yep, that's Peyton Manning, the former Denver Broncos quarterback. And there's Russell Wilson, former quarterback in Seattle, of course. Sean Payton, another NFL star, head coach of the Saints for a long time. They were all there to watch the Nuggets make history, winning their first ever basketball championship.
Yeah, and Joker had his little girl, not so little. I bet she's going to be a basketball player as well, but she was darling.
That guy is awesome, by the way.
Oh, wow.
He was fantastic throughout the entirety of the playoffs. And it looked afterwards, I did see the very end, after the game was over, he just looked exhausted. Like, I did what I came to do. I'd like to go home now and take a rest.
Well deserved.
Carrying the team on his back.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I've got talent for the ages, right?
Absolutely.
We were toasty yesterday. Today, we are not going to do that because that was too warm, right? But I do want to show you this really pretty sunrise here from our Solar Vineyard camera. Again, this keeps changing by the minute. From Dayton, you can see the silhouette there of Mount Hood off in the distance. The silhouette of Mount Jefferson from our Timberline camera, and the silhouette. Lots of silhouettes. This one is covered in mist and drizzle. That's the Cannon Beach camera right now showing the live look at Haystack Rock. Really pretty shot from our Wells Fargo sky camera. Sun up in about 10-12 minutes or so, and you can start to see those clouds creeping in a little bit. So I do expect the clouds to fill in a bit this morning. 59. Last check at PDX, we're in the mid-50s in Scappoose, Hillsborough, and Aurora. And the big picture across the state, check this out. The Dalles is very warm this morning at 70. After a hot day yesterday, we've got a real cool push of marine air that's going to be working its way through the area today. And you can see actually some of the evidence of that, some cloud cover offshore. Our satellite imagery is not picking up the really low cloud cover here, but that is working its way up the mouth of the Columbia. And so with that in mind, I think the clouds do fill in a little bit. And Futurecast picks that up here. In fact, we may yet squeeze out some drizzle. It is drizzling lightly steadily in Astoria right now. As we go through the day today, that cool front passes, the breeze picks up, and we'll eventually see some sunshine again this afternoon. We'll fast forward into early tomorrow. Same story, morning clouds, afternoon sun, and cooler temperatures for the next couple of days. All right, here's a look at futurecast, and I mentioned it would turn breezy today. Our model is suggesting northwest winds on the order of maybe 15 to 20, 25 miles an hour up and down the I-5 corridor through the Columbia River Gorge, especially the east end and into the basin. Check that out. We're talking maybe 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts this afternoon as that cool push comes rushing in during the day. And it will be cooler today. Again, we were 89 yesterday at PDX. Today I've got a 75, partly sunny, breezy, and cooler. Tomorrow, Flag Day. Maybe a little drizzle on that flag early tomorrow morning, and then afternoon sunshine with highs only in the upper 60s. We go back into the 70s Thursday, Friday, and then, guys, the early look to the weekend. Father's Day weekend here is looking wet, especially Sunday and into Monday. We'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, big changes. Chris, thank you. Well, Portland Fire unveiled the city's first all-electric fire engine, and it's only the second one of its kind in the country.
Having the opportunity to have zero emission, to have firefighters working in and around, on and off this fire engine without the diesel emissions is going to be monumentally beneficial for our members.
Coming up, more on how the new fire engine is protecting the environment and firefighters.
Also, a reminder that you can watch the Sunrise Show anytime by way of KGW Plus. Now available, by the way, on Roku and Amazon Fire. Just look for that KGW Plus icon, add us to your home screen, and stream Sunrise on your schedule.